bad.
You good?
What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Crystal
And Mal?
Podcast, episode 134. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday night. It's Takeover Wednesday. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Computer tripping right now. But we here. We got a few things to talk about. It's gonna be a short episode tonight because we didn't really have too much to talk about. We do have some things to talk. We're gonna talk about college football, talk a little NFL football, and if we think of anything else, we might, talk dabble in some other stuff. But for now, those are the topics. But before we get into that, well, before we get into that, Marl, what is going on?
Not much, man. Feeling good, man. Just, happy to bring in the new year, man. Excited to be with my guy.
How was the New Year
It
Eve?
was cool, man. I can't complain, bro. Like, at the end of the day, uh, I enjoyed it. It was a good time, man. And, I was happy to bring in the new year safe, especially with everything going on, man. It's been kind of crazy, last, couple hours, 48 hours. So,
Yeah, for sure, man. And while you talking about that, I do want to send our deepest condolences and prayers out to everybody who was affected in Louisiana, all the people who lost their lives, families who were affected by that. We're praying for you. We're sending out our condolences, and it's crazy that the top of the year we got to come in with some tragedy. The terrorist attack and somebody being stupid that want to ruin somebody's day and um, take lives at the start of the year. So just want to send our deepest condolences, and also want to send our prayers out to anybody who was affected out here by the Cybertruck explosion. We all know the driver was murdered in that explosion. There's trying to say that they're trying to see if it's connected to the Louisiana situation. But I know there are people that had minor injuries. Nobody that was fully affected that succumbed to any deaths from the explosion, but there were minor injuries. And we just want to send our deepest prayers out to that man because it's crazy. It's like I said, it's already hectic starting off the top of the year, but hopefully we all can stay strong, get past all of this, and have a better year in 2025.
I agree with you. Definitely sad news to hear about everything that was going on, especially bringing in the new year. It's kind of a moment where we all kind of reflect on, just the year that we previously went through and, have, higher expectations for, for all of us in the new year. I mean, we all try to go into the new year with, high optimism and, last year, I'm sure some people had their ups and downs like everybody does, but to bring in the new year on such tragic news, man, it's very deflating. You know what I mean? No matter how you feel with everything else going on in the world, political or whatever, something like this should never be taking place, in society. Um, it's just tragic. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I think there's better ways than, going out and, murdering innocent lives for no reason, no matter what the cause is or whatever it is that you're trying to, preach. But there's better ways to go about it. But I send my prayers and condolences to everybody involved in New Orleans, anybody who was on Bourbon Street before that moment took place, and obviously everything that happened in Vegas. You know what I mean? Scary times, man. We haven't even hit day 3 yet. We already, dealing with some tragic stuff, man. So, hopefully the rest of the year doesn't prove to be this depressing. Hopefully, there are better times ahead, and hopefully they, they catch whoever was involved. From what I heard, there were multiple people involved. If that's still true with the reports, but regardless of that, man, we're gonna try to, at least, have some little escapism, with this podcast, man. So, hopefully we can be shed a bright light, and we got some good sports ahead of us coming up.
Yeah, for sure. Hey man, let's get into this the college football playoffs, man. We had some games these past few days, man, and Had some crazy stuff go down.
Yeah.
Pull up these scores. Uh, so, all right. So on New Year's Eve, we had Penn State battling it out with Boise State. Um, this game went probably as about as what I thought it was gonna go. Um, Now, I will say this in the beginning, in the first few quarters, Madsen, the quarterback for Boise, actually it wasn't playing too bad. And we both said this that if Boise wanted to win, he was going to have to be the X factor because,
Yeah.
as you can see, Genty he got 100 yards, but it was tough 100 yards. Like they
Mhm.
weren't giving him nothing
Yeah.
in this game. So Madsen was going to have to be the difference maker in this game if Boise wanted to win this game. And it just, when you turn the football over, you put your team in bad position. And that's what happened to Madsen. He had a couple of costly turnovers, and Penn State capitalized off of that. Um, uh, they had, Warren, he was killing them in the first half, the tight end for Penn State. And then that big run in the second half from the running back just kind of sealed the deal for them. And that defense just made a few more plays than Boise, and it was just it got kind of out of hand in the third and fourth quarter. So, shout out to Boise State. They tried to battle it out, but Penn State just proved to be the better team on this day.
Yeah, honestly, man, I thought the first half could have played a lot different if Genty didn't turn the ball over. I think he
Yeah,
turned the
that
ball over
too.
twice.
Yeah.
That I think that really affected their momentum. You know what I mean? I think on the first turnover they were actually pushing the ball down the field. But no, the moment Penn State got up by two scores, you could kind of just see the writing on the wall. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
Boise State did try to fight back, but we knew with that Penn State defense, especially with that lead, it would just been close to impossible, man. They're playing lights out right now. Um,
Mhm.
Shout out to Alar, man. He looking like he might need to reconsider, coming out the draft the way he's playing. You know what I mean? I know
Mhm.
he committed to coming back to Penn State, and good for him. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of money waiting for him next year at Penn State. But hey, man, he's really showing why he if he were to consider rethinking his possibility of coming out, he might be considered a top pick, man, going into everything. You know what I mean? These quarterbacks are gonna be just grilled back, forth, front, back, all that. You know what I mean? They're these scouts and these teams are just gonna go, pick everything with a fine tooth comb, man. So there might be some teams that might think LR is the true number one pick over Shador Sanders and a Cam Ward, and you know what I mean? Who's to say that he might not change his mind if Penn State were to win the national championship? I think he
Mhm.
might strongly reconsider his stance, especially with the momentum that he has going into the NFL draft. So um, it would help a lot of other teams because there are quite a few teams that do need a quarterback. So, but man, you know what? I can't really mess up on Boise State, man. They beat our UNLV Rebels in the Mountain West Championship, fair and square.
Mhm. Mhm.
Boise State, I don't care what anybody says, they deserve to get this opportunity to go up against Penn State. Um, we're gonna have to have a conversation about maybe the seedings and how they go about these playoffs. There are a couple things that I do disagree with. I do think that a lot of these teams should have probably been reseeded. I do think
Mhm.
it's unfair that these bye week teams don't have the opportunity to have a home playoff game in front of their fans that I think they richly deserved. I get it, you got to play the Rose Bowl and Sugar Bowl and all that, but I strongly believe Oregon, and I know we're going to talk about these other teams, Boise State and Arizona State. I think and even Georgia, I think they all deserve to have at least one chance at playing in front of their home crowd. And if but especially if the teams before them had the opportunity, I think they need to. I think they really need to start looking into stuff like that. But I know it's hard with these bowl games. But overall, man, shout out to Penn State, man. They moved on and well deserved.
Yeah, as far as Allard, they're gonna fall in love with him because he has all the measurables. He's 6'5", he's 230,
Yeah,
and he has a cannon for an arm. He can make all the records it throws. The only
your
thing
boy
about
John
him,
Mara will fall in love with that motherfucker quick, boy.
he
He will
will.
be.
Uh,
He will definitely try to make him a New York Giant for sure.
he will. But the thing about him is that sometimes he makes some costly
Yeah,
turnovers.
yeah.
He'll turn the football over at a time where he don't need to turn the football over, and that's something that he's gonna have to clean up. And I can see why he probably wanted to go back to Penn State. Yeah, you might be right. If they win the national championship, I can see him saying, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go
Why
to the
not?
draft.
Like, yeah, like
I already did everything I need to do here. Let me go ahead and go try my luck while I'm hot. Because if I win the national championship and he plays well, then his draft stock
I think he will be strongly considered the number one pick. I think he would be.
his draft stock would definitely go up. It would
Yeah.
definitely go up.
And if you next year he wouldn't, I don't, he wouldn't have that opportunity unless obviously unless if he keeps progressing and
Yeah,
you know becomes great. But you know
and
what I
that's a
mean. I think he'll
possibility
take
that
the
could happen.
opportunity to become a first round pick, a first overall pick.
Yeah. So the next day on New Year's Day, the first game that kicked it off was Texas versus Arizona State. Um, in the the first quarter, Texas looked like they were about to just put it on them. The first two touchdowns came like quick. Like the
Yeah.
first drive was two plays, and they were in the end zone.
Hmm.
And then the second drive was the same, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was starting to look a little grim for Arizona State. At first, Cam Scatterboo, he wasn't getting nothing going in that first half. They were keying in on him. That defense was shutting him down. It just seemed like, and you know what? I kind of want to give props to the Arizona State quarterback. I forgot dude's name. Um, but he was like his offensive line was getting bull rushed, and he was like he was
Sam
making
Levitt.
moves.
Sam Levitt.
Levitt, yeah, he was making moves in that pocket. Like he had to like pull some Houdini type stuff just to get the ball off sometimes because his offensive line was just getting smacked, which you kind of understand because Texas defensive line is really good. Um, but he in that first half he definitely was making some stuff happen.
Hmm.
Um, but in the second half, Arizona State started pulling the comeback because Texas they kind of fell flat. Like they couldn't really get nothing going, especially in that third quarter. They really couldn't get nothing going. They let Arizona State hang around, and if you let a team hang around enough, momentum can shift, and that's what happened, especially in the fourth quarter. Arizona State, Cam Scatterboo had the trick play where he threw the touchdown to the receiver, and then he started going. And when he started getting going, it was like they couldn't stop him. And Scatterboo's one of those guys where if you continue to give him, he gets stronger as the game goes along. Like you keep feeding him, he gets going, and he that's what happened. He got going not only in the running game, but in the passing game because he had that big catch down the field that got him into field position to score. Um, and then we had the controversial um, uh,
Targeting.
targeting play where if they call targeting, there's a possibility that they win the game. But there was some times where Texas could have won. The kicker missed two kicks that probably should have been game winning kicks too for Texas, and that probably would have sealed the deal for them. But we go into overtime, and Arizona State marches down the field. They score. So Texas gets the ball back. Quinn Evers, and before all this is even though I'll give Quinn Evers his props. He made some big throws, especially in OT. But I blame him because that dumb pass that he threw down the field, I don't know what he was looking at. But you clearly see the safety over the top.
Yeah.
and dude was double covered. Like, why would you throw that football? You was asking for that ball to get picked. Like, check it down or throw away to live another day.
Hmm.
And it was just like he just was like, bump it. I'm gonna try to get it all in this one play. And he just threw it down the field. I'm like, what is he throwing it to?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give him his kudos because in overtime, 4th and 13, he hit, what's the name? I think it was Golden. Hit him with a hit the I think it was the safety or a corner. Hit him with a double move, and he was wide open in the end zone. Hit him, tied him up, and then they get the ball back, and he hits Gunner him in the end zone, and then they stop Arizona State and they win the game.
Yeah.
And shout out to Arizona State, man. This was the best game of the weekend, or the week, out of all of
Shit,
the
the whole
college
playoff so far,
games.
the
Yeah,
whole
out of
college football
all
playoffs.
playoffs,
Yeah.
this was the best game by far. Arizona State showed up. They showed why they belong. I was wrong about Arizona State because I predicted that they were going to get blown out. I just thought that they were missing. They were missing their number one wide receiver, and I just thought that they were going to just stack eight in the box, and it was just Scatterboo was just going to have just the same way Genty was having a hard time. I thought Scatterboo was going to just have just as much as a hard time. So,
Mm.
but shout out to Scottaboo, man. I think his draft stock is, if it ain't already up, it really went up in this game.
Yeah, I could
Like,
definitely see him being like a third
yeah,
round pick or something like that. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, his draft stock really went up in this game. I'm sure a lot of GMs watched this game and was like, okay,
Yeah.
this kid got something. So, I can definitely see him playing on Sundays. Um, what were your thoughts on Quinn Evers in this game?
Like I thought Quinn Ewers played he played a pretty good game. I'm not gonna really I know eh, Quinn Ewers is Quinn Ewers. He's gonna
Yeah,
make some idiotic throws. No, not to be disrespectful, but it's just the reality of it.
right.
Where he sometimes leaves a lot to be desired. But
Hmm.
what can you say? 20 for 30, 330, 322, three TDs, man, in a bowl game. What I mean, I think that he put on a better performance than he did last week. But
Yeah,
look, man, I think Arizona State's defense just they deserve a lot of credit, man. I
they
know they
do.
didn't start off strong in that first quarter, but a lot of these teams who had a bye week all started off pretty slow. And then you could just kind of tell once that second quarter hit, you know what I mean? And then obviously, I forgot the gentleman's name who I think was like their starting safety, where he was out the first half of the game. He was one of their key defensive guys.
Hmm.
And then you saw once the moment he came in, he made a key play where it got them to safety. So
Yeah,
this defense, Arizona State's defense played really, really well until that last possession when they could have ended the game. What was that, overtime or into the fourth quarter, where it was like 4th and like 13 or something like that, and then they got the touchdown, I think, tie the game or something like that.
hmm
Like that was miscommunication in the backfield, but they
hmm
played a hell of a game. And then they had Texas on the ropes. And
they
look,
did.
I truly believe that was a targeting. Everything I've seen all year, that was a targeting. Like I know some people kind of bring up a play where one of the Texas receivers got hit, and he got hit with the shoulder. But I mean, I don't think it was as dead on as what we saw with the Texas safety hitting with the Arizona State wide receiver, especially him laid out. You could tell he was kind of concussed,
Yeah,
and for them not to call that, I thought was totally egregious. And it kind of it hurt Arizona State. They still had an opportunity to win this game, but I think
they
that would
did.
have like literally sealed the deal. But Texas got lucky. I'll say that, man. They
Hmm.
should have lost this game. They got lucky. They're about to head into one of the biggest buzz saws. They're like, I know we're
We'll,
gonna talk about it.
we'll get into
I know
them
we're
in a
gonna talk
minute.
about it, but Texas better get their shit together because they
Hmm.
have not played a full game in a long, long time, and we've seen Texas fold against better teams. We've seen
Yeah,
Texas fold against Georgia,
Georgia.
and you know, and they're going to have to play the best game of their lives next week. But
Hmm.
we'll get to that set 18 here in a little bit. But yeah, man, great game. It was the greatest game. That might have been game of the year, especially with the stakes involved. But
Hmm.
this was clearly the best game of the college football playoffs so far. It's not even close.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And shout out to the what was the game ended on that the corner. I think it was a corner in Mbuke
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever his
yeah, yeah.
name
The
is.
interception. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
that was a
bad
nice.
throw. It was a
Yeah,
bad throw. I don't know what Levitt was looking at, but I think the pressure got to him on that last throw. But overall, man, those two teams put on a great performance, and Arizona State should hold their head high. And I agree with you. I think Scottaboo definitely elevated his draft
yeah,
stock, and I'm very curious to see what system he would fit in. You know, what I mean, you got a lot of teams, especially fan bases. I saw that they really want Scottaboo on their team. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he could be like a Patriot or and maybe
yeah,
even a Philadelphia Eagle or something
yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Or
A bear, the
a
Bears.
Bear. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Maybe even a Raider. I could see him being
yeah,
a Raider too. He got kind of like that mojo, especially with his swag that he got and his intensity. I could see a Raider too.
yeah, yeah. Because I was seeing some people trying to make comp up. I kind of see David Montgomery in him a little bit.
I do too. I do too. I do. He looks like the same David Montgomery body style, body type,
Hmm.
with some skills of like a Taysom Hill, man. You know what I mean? I'm
Hmm.
gonna say he could throw the ball like Taysom Hill. Obviously, Taysom Hill was a great quarterback at BYU throwing the
Right.
ball, but you see the capabilities that this kid has, man. And just the overall strength. Like there was one play at the goal line where he bumped like one of the D line, one of the big Texas D line tackles, I forgot his name, was met him right there at the goal line, but he was able to push it through and for a touchdown. So just shows the strength that this kid has.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Oh, man. Damn.
Oh, we about to talk about this ass whooping?
Oh man.
This depressing, hyped up game for no reason. Oh my god. Oregon,
Yeah,
hey, I'll say this. Oregon looked the best on that field. Them jerseys was fire. I love them
it was
jerseys.
clean.
And them
It was
helmets was
clean.
clean as fuck. And as I said
Yeah,
before, the Rose Bowl is the most aesthetically pleasing football game to watch on a television screen, and it's not
it
even
is.
close. It's
It
not
is.
even close.
But man, y'all pissed Ohio State off, man, with the Michigan stuff.
Yeah,
and
y'all
the
just kept
Ryan
rubbing in the face, bro. I
and
hope
and the
Michigan fans are happy about this.
and the Ryan Day stuff. Y'all pissed them off. Cause boy, did they come out in them first two quarters. And they was not playing with Oregon.
Can
Oregon looked like they didn't even belong on the same
nah, they
field
did.
as them.
Can we just talk about? There's only one thing we need to really talk about. Like, what is Jeremiah Smith would literally be the number one overall pick going into this draft. This man is a man. This man is better than Marvin Harrison. I'm sorry, and you know me, I was preaching all the Marvin Harrison shit last year. But Jeremiah Smith, oh my god, like this motherfucker is like the next coming of. I agree with the Julio Jones comps.
Yeah.
I agree with the Calvin Johnson comps. I agree.
Yeah.
This man might be bigger than Calvin Johnson as far as like muscular. You know, this man it reminds me of like he looks like the size of like a TO.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? With the skill set of like a Julio Jones. You know what I mean? Like it's insane. It's this man came out of a lab, bro. Jeremiah Smith is no one's stopping this man.
No.
And then you ain't even talking about Henderson in the backfield.
Yeah,
you ain't even talking
about and BK and BK
and BK. What's my other man's name in the backfield? What's my man's name?
Quayshawn
Juggins. Oh my god, like bro, and that defense, bro. Oh my god, this team. They
was flying around, bro. They was
Michigan fans. I hope you are happy. You woke up a fucking demon. Ohio State is dog walking all y'all motherfuckers, and it ain't even close. I'm gonna be honest. Like Texas is about to get dog walked by Ohio State. Texas is about to get dog walked by Ohio State. Like this is real. Like in my head, I tweeted this. Like I know we're gonna talk about Notre Dame and Penn State. Notre Dame and the Notre Dame and Georgia game. But I don't know. It's really starting to feel like we're about to get Ohio State versus Penn State. I really think we're really about to get this matchup. I know I picked Notre Dame, and Notre Dame looked really good. I know we're going to talk about this, but I don't know. I'm just kind of getting this feeling. I don't know if you are, but it just feels like the stars are kind of aligning.
We'll talk about it.
I know I'm jumping. I'm jumping the horse right now with this card.
No, we'll talk about when I get to the.
But what's your thoughts with Jeremiah Smith, though? Oh my god.
Oh man, no, he. I don't know what Stephen A. Smith. I agree with what Dan Orlovsky said this the other day. He said that Jeremiah Smith would be the number one overall pick. If New England's the number one pick, they're taking Jeremiah Smith if he was eligible. Like we're not even talking about Drake May would be on the phone. Please get me this man.
Oh yeah, they're not trading out of that shit.
Get
They wouldn't
me
trade.
Jeremiah Smith right now.
I
And I
want him
know a
in the
lot of
Raiders
people are
jersey too.
like, I would never put a wide receiver number. This dude will change New England's life.
Especially if you got a quarterback already. Like
Yes.
if you already got a quarterback, Jeremiah Smith is bro. This man might walk into the like. Look, I ain't gonna be ignorant, but this man literally might walk in and be the best receiver in the league with the likes of a Chase,
Mhm.
Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, Bryant. Like we are littered with the ones. We
Look,
are littered with some of the greatest wide receiver talent we have ever
mhm.
freaking seen. Like dead ass.
Look,
Like
I'm not, my bad, but I'm not even sitting there trolling or nothing. Shout out to Terry, what's his name, McMullen and
oh
Travis
yeah,
Hunter and Luther Burton. All three
ain't
of
even
them,
close, my guy. It's
they're
not
great.
even close. Not even
But
close.
Jeremiah, I would say this: Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams might be the best receivers in the nation right now.
I think Jeremiah Smith walks circles around. And I like Ryan Williams, but I think he walks circles around Jeremiah
I
Smith.
just think Ryan
I think he
Williams.
do.
But give
The
Ryan
size
Williams
and the
Will
talent,
Howard.
bro. Come on, man. You
Give
ain't seen nothing like that.
give Ryan Williams Will
I
Howard.
no 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 no. And look, I know what I'm saying sounds disrespectful, and I'm not trying to sound disrespectful to Ryan Williams because I think Ryan Williams is that motherfucker for real. But come on, man, with the size, the catch range, like the finesse, like this man can route run. This man got the wiggles
I
and
just I
jiggles.
just
This
I just
this
I
man
just
this man is unstoppable, bro.
I'm not trying to speak nothing. I just pray that he can stay healthy and
This man's
good.
so big, nothing gonna happen to him.
But
Nothing's gonna happen to him,
I'm just saying, man. I just
bro.
pray
I
he
don't even
stays
think his jersey
healthy.
got dirty when he got tackled, bro.
I just pray he stays healthy and cool. Because he got
Dog,
about
I
two
want
more
him in a
years he
Raiders
gotta
jersey
play.
so bad. I want him
He,
in a Raiders jersey so bad with whatever quarterback we get.
he gotta play 2 more years
I
after this.
know, but still though, I still though. Hey
Because
man,
he
Jeremiah. Hey, my brother. Hey, shout out to you, my guy, because
but
you was yeah, bro. You was
but
it,
shout
bro.
out to Will Howard, man. You know we had our
Yeah,
questions about
yeah,
Will Howard.
yeah.
But he been putting on these past 2 weeks, man.
No,
He been
I can't front. Yeah,
You can't even
yeah.
front on Will Howard. I've been he been putting on. He didn't woke up. He ain't got his stuff right because we had
It's
our
not just
questions.
it's not just him though. It's this whole team, bro.
Oh yeah, most
This
definitely.
defense looks so like you can't
Well,
do
it's
shit.
funny.
Like they might have the best group of linebackers I've ever seen.
Well, it was funny. They was talking about because everybody was like, "Oh, they paid for this team," and it was like, "Well, if you really look at it, man, like half of these dudes have been here. Like
Yeah, they've
dudes,
been there for a while. Yeah,
this dude's been there for 5, 4 years, 3 years, and then like the only one that was a transfer was the Downs kid.
yeah. They
He's
probably
the
paid. They probably paid Jeremiah Smith to come
Mhm.
and I don't know who else was. I'm sure everybody in the goddamn nation had to be recruiting this kid. Like I'm sure Alabama was
Well,
there. I'm
he was
sure
number
Georgia
one.
was there.
Yeah, he was number
I'm
one.
sure USC and Oregon. They all tried to get him, but look, man. We said it all that Ohio State was easily the most talented team.
Mhm.
But when you actually see it on the field against the number one Oregon team, and I'm gonna get to Oregon here in a little bit, like just the display, like literally the first quarter said it all, man. I've never
Mhm.
seen a team get blitzed like that
Yeah.
from a total dominated standpoint where it was just like, damn, I actually felt bad for fucking Oregon. I was like, damn, dog, like,
I,
yo, go easy on them, bro.
I
Like,
feel like
chill. Like,
I was
y'all
like
niggas went straight belt to ass before the goddamn the cloud from the fireworks went away. I'm like,
I was
Jesus.
just like that scene in Rocky Four. Throwing the damn town.
Facts, man. And you know what? I feel bad for Oregon. Like I get it. You gotta play the game. You were the number one ranked team in the nation pretty much majority of this year. You beat Ohio State. But I still and I was the one that said like we can't be crying for all these teams, but for a little bit with Oregon, I think out of anybody on here, they got screwed the most with just the matchup. Um, it was unfair. Like Ohio State and Oregon should not have been playing this week in football. And I go back to what I said. Like I really think they really need to really rethink about the process on how they go about with the matchups with this game, I definitely think they should reseed. I agree with all the teams that were in there, but I think they definitely need to reseed
Hmm.
everybody, and then they really need to really strongly consider giving the bye week teams the home game.
Yeah.
And then like do the Rose Bowl and all that before. Like I get it, everybody wants to stick to tradition and the New Year's Day shit, but fuck all that, man. You guys got to give the bye week teams the home field advantage, or just don't have home field at all. Like
Hmm.
I enjoyed the elements and seeing the atmosphere with the home stadiums. I think that's great. I really believe that the semifinals and the national championship should be the only ones that should be on a neutral site. But I think these first 2 weeks, I think all these teams should have the capabilities of having a home game if you can get it. So, but I get it. They're not going to get rid of the Rose Bowl and the significance of
No,
that and the
they
Peach
make too
Bowl and
much
all
money
that.
off
But
of that.
they make too much money. But I really think it was unfair that Oregon didn't get a chance to play in front of their home crowd against this team, and then let alone you had to play this team. But hey, Ohio State's just too good, man.
As far as Oregon goes, man, damn, like it just seemed like they were just flat from the jump.
Yeah,
It looked like, out of all the teams, it looked like the break messed with them the most. Like
yeah,
it looked like that bye week just I don't know. They just came out and they looked like they were still their minds were still back in Oregon or something because
yeah,
they just came out flat. They couldn't get nothing going, not until the second half when it was garbage time. Once Ohio State kind of took their foot off the gas, that's when they started putting some points up, which won me some money, thank God. But I was sweating bullets over there. But yeah,
But I agree with Nick Saban though. Like I don't know if you heard him talking on the Pat McAfee, where the number one worry is can my players tackle because they haven't been playing real football. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
not like you're gonna do it in practice because you don't want anybody to get hurt. You know what I
hmm,
mean? Can they sit here and tackle the football while not playing for 2-3 weeks? Like when they haven't played since what, the end of November, and
hmm,
we're already in January. So that's a long time not to be tackling. And we even saw with Oregon earlier in the year how they started off slow. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So we see the benefits of you. Like there's a gift and a curse to both sides. We even see it in the NFL at times with the bye week and all that, where
hmm,
you get the week, like yeah, you may not get the time to be fresh and maybe um kind of heal some of the injuries and nicks and stuff from the season, but at least you're still warm from those games and you still have the capabilities of being in sync and still having your rhythm. But yeah, it just sucks, man. I like Dylan Gabriel. I think he's
hmm.
gonna be a decent quarterback. Like to me, I think Dylan Gabriel is a better version of Tua. I think he's a better version of Tua.
I agree.
But and if he can be that, we see what Tua does in the league. I think Dylan Gabriel will be a fine quarterback in the NFL.
Hmm.
I could honestly see him being like maybe a second round pick. Maybe somewhere around there, depending on how he does in the combine and stuff like that. Obviously, people are gonna always say he's a small quarterback, but for the most part, man, in big time games, man, we saw it with Oklahoma. He did really well against Texas, and he played really well against Ohio State. And obviously, this game didn't really show it, but he's a lot better quarterback than what we saw.
Yeah, for sure. And all right, man, let's talk about today's game. We all know that the game had got postponed and pushed today. Notre Dame versus Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. This game went about kind of how I thought it was going to go, a full on defensive game. And both defenses in the first quarter pretty much showed up. Notre Dame, their defense, man, is really good, man. They was all over ETN all game. Like as soon as he brushed the ball, they was in the backfield. They was all over Stockton too. And shout out to Stockton though. He didn't play bad at all. Like he had a pretty solid game. Um, it was just that defense was just too much. And then once they got up a few scores, Riley Leonard got the touchdown, I think to the tight end, and then the kickoff return, that sparked things off for them, and it just seemed like Georgia just they couldn't get out of it. They couldn't get out of their own way. They had a few times where they're in the red zone they could have scored, and they just couldn't convert some of Like they couldn't convert some fourth and ones on their side of the field, and it just Notre Dame was just a little bit too much defensively, I think. And Riley Leonard, he did just enough to win the game. Was he spectacular? No, but he made a few runs that he needed to make. He made a few throws that he needed to make, and that defense just handled the rest. So shout out to Notre Dame, Georgia. It'd be interesting. Everybody's gonna say if Carson Beck was on in the game, would it have been different? And it probably would have, because he probably would have moved the ball a little bit better. But he might have been susceptible to some turnovers too. So he's a turnover machine. So he might have had a couple picks too. So shout out to Notre Dame though. Shout out to Marcus Freeman, man. We've been giving Marcus Freeman his props most of the season. So once again, his defense showed up. He outcoached Kirby Smart to me. And hey man, shout out to Notre Dame, man.
Yeah, nah, man. Shout out to Notre Dame, man. They played a great defensive game, especially by one of their key defensive rushers. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Defensive ends. But Riley Leonard had a good game. You kind of see that they used them a lot running.
Hmm.
The running game didn't do what we thought it would. Obviously Georgia is a great defense, but I thought Notre Dame's running attack would have been a little bit better. Obviously they had a couple injuries in the backfield that.
Love, yeah, Love got hurt.
Yeah, Love got hurt, but you know what, man? Georgia tried, but I had this feeling with the backup quarterback that it would have been a little bit tough for him.
Hmm.
I know people were kind of having high hopes that he might have been able to, just fill in the shoes of Carson Beck. And like, look, would it have been different with Carson Beck? Maybe offensively they might have scored a little bit more points, but let's be honest, Carson Beck would have threw like 2-3 more picks that would have went back for a touchdown. This game might have been like 35-23. like let's be honest, like Carson Beck, he has talent, but it's just something about him where I
Yeah,
don't agree that he should be coming out in the draft. Even before the elbow injury, I really believe that he should have stayed another year to
yeah.
kind of refine some of his skills. But you know what I mean? SEC, what are you gonna say? You know what I mean? Like, you guys, cried about getting yourselves in with Bama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and all these teams, but you guys really are clean swept. Texas is the only team left in the SEC. And it's not been a really good showing. Like, these
Mhm.
playoffs have been, minus the Arizona State game, and Arizona State Texas game, like it's been really, really uneventful. You know what I mean? So shout out to Marcus Freeman. I'm
Mhm.
excited to see them go up against Penn State. I think that's going to be one hell of a game. I think both games are going to be.
Defense. It's gonna be a straight
It's gonna,
defensive
it's gonna be
game.
it's gonna be a battle. This is gonna be a battle game. Like
We got
obviously,
the
we
two
all hope
brothers against each other. The black man versus the black man.
we finally gonna like. I don't want to hear like. I get it. Penn State has been winning these games, and everybody's like, maybe they finally got over the hump. Nah, this is gonna be the game that really shows
Yeah.
me if Penn State really gets over the hump, because this is an actual Notre Dame team that me and
Mhm.
you both picked to win the national
Yeah.
championship. Like this
Hmm.
was before we saw the Ohio State demon that got woke up. So please forgive us. But look, man, this is gonna be an amazing game. I can't wait to watch this game. Abdul Carter. I'm excited to see him
Oh
going up
yeah.
against this offensive line of Notre Dame. Hopefully, Love is able to play in this game. I know he tried. Hopefully, his knee injury isn't too bad. Hopefully, he can get some rest. He has about a week to get ready. And hopefully, that Miami Sun will do him well. But hey, man, um, I'm excited for this game. I really am.
Yeah, Abdul Quala versus his offensive line, and then that Texas and Ohio State, the matchup. And you probably call me crazy because you probably like Smith gonna kill him, but I like this Barron kid on Texas, the corner number 7. I want my Chiefs to get him.
Hey, no, like, look, we got to see if Ohio State can maintain this pace. We got to see. They have the squad, they have the talent, and if
Mhm.
Texas plays the way they did in this second half, they about to be Oregon 2.0. They
Oh,
about to
yeah.
get dog walked off that field. So I get it. They're gonna have the home field advantage with them being in Texas, playing in the big
Mhm.
old Dallas Stadium. I get that, but they better be ready. Quinn
Mhm.
Ewers, you better be ready. Or, hey, Time to put in the manicure, boy. Because hey, I'm telling you, Ohio State is not playing, bro. Y'all done pissed them off. Y'all done bullied them after that
Hmm.
Michigan game, and they coming out and they swinging. Yeah. It's. I'm
Chip
interested
Kelly.
to watch.
Chip Kelly opened up the playbook.
Oh yeah, he wanted that game so bad, especially the Oregon. He wanted
Hmm.
that. So
He opened up that playbook for real.
nah, yeah. So hey, we're gonna find out, man. I think this is gonna be a true road test. I still expect a lot of Ohio State fans to
Mhm.
be at
Of
this
course.
game, but
Hmm.
I think it will be a majority Texas fans.
Oh
They're
yeah,
gonna have a good home crowd. They're gonna have a
it's
good
gonna be
home crowd.
crazy. It's gonna be
It's gonna be
crazy.
nuts.
It's gonna be full of hookums. It's gonna be
Yeah,
full.
yeah. It's
And
gonna be a
Notre
lot.
Dame,
It's gonna be a
Notre
lot.
Dame. This is what was irritating me about this. Even though y'all won, but Notre Dame. When you saw you was getting success on the edges. Why you kept running the love right up the middle?
Yeah.
That's what Georgia's good at. They squeeze the middle of the field. I
I
don't
think
know
they
why.
I think they might have did that just to kind of keep them off balance, maybe a little bit, maybe not be
I
so
hear you,
predictable.
man.
You know what I mean?
But you got a running quarterback. Use that to your advantage on the edges.
No, I get it. I get it. You just gotta be careful with Riley Leonard, man. He did have that. I think he had like a knee injury or something at Duke.
Mhm.
So you don't want to get him. You don't want to put him in danger too much. You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
don't,
It's
because he
kind of
got
like
the
that. I kind of say that with like Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, man. Like you gotta do it in smart ways. You can't just always just put your head down and run into a goddamn wall. Because sooner or later, man, that wall gonna hit back.
No, I hear you. And then, you got that demon number 11, Walker.
Yeah.
Roman sideline to side. I get it. They linebackers are good, but I'm just saying they was getting success on the edges once they started running on the edge. Yeah, man. And Ty Warren for Penn State, that dude's a beast, man.
Oh,
I don't know if
Taiwan.
Love,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if Loveland is the best tight end in this draft. It might be Warren.
We gotta honestly say, man, like this might be the best the NFL may get with skilled players. I kind of say this with the NBA. Like I think the NBA is probably the most talented it's ever been and the deepest
Mhm.
it's ever been. I get it. We can have the conversation with threes, especially after what I saw with this Celtics game where they shoot damn near 93s and shit. But we'll get to that to another episode. But talent wise though, skill position wise, man, it really can't get much better, man. Honestly, like you're getting some solid new, like the running back class is really deep this year. The receiver class is nice this year. You got some really good tight ends with Loveland, and we see the cat at Penn State. Like skill wise, man, it's getting really nasty. And then obviously we talked about Jeremiah Smith and you know Ron Williams and all these kids, man, and it's just only gonna get deeper and deeper for the NFL. So like these Devontae Adams and these old heads that's still in the league, man, you better prepare. Like Ezekiel Elliott, you better enjoy this last week. Oh, he ain't in the league. No, he got cut, huh?
Yeah, to let him
He
go
ain't
get
playing
on,
the league no more.
get a. Hopefully, he can get on a playoff team. They said
He's not.
anybody,
He's not. He's not.
anybody
I'm
gonna
sorry.
sign
I
him.
like Ezekiel Elliott, but I'll see him at the crap tables in the casino one day. It'll be soon.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's do our bet US surefire picks, man.
What is my dog doing?
All right, man. What you got? What you got?
For Saturday, I got the Bengals -1 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not really vibing with the way the Pittsburgh Steelers have been playing. And then I also saw that George Pickens interview where somebody told him that Russell Wilson and him were seeing eye to eye, and my man didn't really take that too well. So yeah, I'm not really vibing with the way the Steelers are rolling. I think the Bengals have been playing really good. I think they're going to give them an opportunity to try to make it into the playoffs, and hopefully Sunday goes their way. So I got the Bengals -1. Surprise me on Sunday, I'm gonna take the Bears money line. I'm gonna go with my man Johnson, and he talks shit about the Packers. I don't know how much this would affect them with their seeding, but I don't know. I think the Bears gonna come out and play with some pride and win that game. So I'm gonna take them money line. And then you know what? I'm gonna check your Chiefs +10 over the Denver Broncos. I don't know. For some reason, I think Carson Wentz about to have a nice day. I think Andy Reid gonna put him in a great position. You got a lot of cats on that team that want to show that they deserve to wear that Chiefs uniform. With
Mm,
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, and all those guys watching and rooting them on. I hate to say it, but I think I'm gonna go Chiefs +10 over the Broncos, and I don't know, man. I don't. It's gonna be hard for the Broncos. I don't know why. I just think the Chiefs gonna win this game. Not. I like that 10. I really like that 10.
I do
That's all I
too.
can say.
I do too. Like the 10 too. Even if they don't win, I like it. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be closer
yeah.
than what
Even if they don't win, I do like that 10. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be closer than what people give it credit for. I get it.
Mhm.
Most of the stars are gonna be sitting, but I
Yeah.
hear you.
But honestly, man, it's not like college team, man. There's still gonna be some players
Oh,
that
they're
have
gonna,
been
yeah, yeah, because you only got so many on the
only got
roster.
so many that can rest. So like they're still gonna be playing. I wouldn't be
Mm,
surprised if Nick Bolton is playing in some capacity.
maybe, maybe. That it. That's all.
Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I'm with you on the Cincinnati Bengals. I like the minus one Bengals. I think they're gonna get that. I think they're on a mission, man. They trying to get on the. They trying to find a way to get into the playoffs. And here's another thing: we all expect the Ravens to blow out Cleveland.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that because since Pittsburgh has already solidified himself in the playoff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's a chance that if Ravens win, Steelers be like, we gonna rest our players. What the hell we playing for?
True. Yeah.
And they might be like, Russ, you ain't playing.
Bengals need this
George,
game more.
George, you ain't playing. And then sit most of they start no TJ, none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially him because he got the little ankle sprain. He got a low ankle sprain, so they might say, nah, we ain't gonna risk it. We need to get ready for this first divisional playoff game. So that's gonna be a shoe in for Bengals. They're gonna run
Mm-hmm.
the score up for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm with you on that one. Um, what else do I like? I'm with you on the minus +10 with the Chiefs. Um, I like I like San Francisco money line over the Arizona Cardinals.
No, you trust Jimmy Garoppolo? You trust Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, not the Rams.
I thought you said Niners.
Wait, Jimmy G plays for the Niners.
Oh, I'm tripping. My bad. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. It's been a long, long week for
Yeah.
me, so I apologize about that. I don't know why I thought that.
I
No, but
know
I know
Jimmy
Rob
G is playing. I think he plays for the
he played for
Rams.
Rams, so he played
Yeah,
for Rams. Yeah, you're
he
right.
is playing. He's playing for the Rams though.
But I know Brock Purdy isn't playing this week.
Is he
So
not?
he's not playing. I don't think so.
Well, maybe I'll stay away from that one then. But I am taking the Vikings on the money line. I think the Vikings are
Mm,
going to win that game. I
mm.
do. I think that they're going to come out ready to go. So,
Okay. Okay.
so if you go to any of our social media apps, our social media platforms, you'll see the link for the Bet US link website. Go to it, sign up, put in the promo code Jordan125. You get 125% sign-in bonus, plus 10% gamblers insurance because they got other things on the website. Um, when you sign up and get the 125% sign-in bonus, that means you get 3 risk-free bets on your first 3 deposits from $100 minimum $100 to up to $5,000. So that means that if you bet $100 on your first 3 deposits and you lose, you keep your money. You don't lose it. Just on your first 3 deposits. It's only, and this is for first-time users too. Um, and if you and you can win, you know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win situation. So go ahead, sign up, put the promo code in, tell them Chris Alamo sent you. And that is our Bet US Surefire picks.
Yeah.
Kind of delved. We just kind of went over the NFL. We can talk about it still. We can talk about things. Do this. Bam and bam. All right, we're gonna go over a few games that have some meaning to it. Like we already went over we all expect the Ravens to beat the Browns and win
Yeah.
the AFC North, and so that would mean the Steelers would probably rest their players, and the Bengals will probably win that game on Saturday. So we're already picking the Ravens and the Bengals. We ain't got to talk about that game. The Panthers have not looked good these past few weeks, and the Falcons and with Penix had a really good game on Sunday Night Football. I think if Raheem Morris had a little bit better clock management,
Hmm.
the Falcons
Yep.
probably win that game against the Commanders.
True.
Like I don't know what Raheem Morrison was thinking, but Penix he showed promise. I think he's gonna have a good game again at home against the Panthers. They're trying to still win the NFC, the NFC South. But they got to win. So I like the Falcons in this game. I think they come out and they show a little some, and they just got to sit and wait.
No, yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, I have been liking the way Bryce Young has been playing. I would not
Mhm.
be surprised if Carolina wins this game, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with the Falcons. They do have a lot to play for. And then obviously, I think Bijan Robinson has been playing really, really well. I really like the connection that Penix had with Kyle Pitts a little bit
Yeah.
last week.
Mhm.
I did like seeing that. You could just tell this offense looks way different with the healthy quarterback in it that could throw the ball and be accurate. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I think this game will be close, but I think they'll pull it out.
Uh, Now look, we talked about the Texans, and you're in the wheelhouse of sit CJ Stroud, and I
Yeah.
hear you, but I personally think they should at least play a quarter because they got to get some type of mojo going because these past few weeks have not been good with the Texans. And I also think that CJ Stroud needs to get a little bit of rapport with Deontay Johnson. Like throw him a couple passes. I don't care if it's a slant routes or whatever. Get a good drive going, and then you can pull them out because they can't come in. They can't go into the playoffs looking like that way they look. Like
Yeah.
they look bad. Like it looked like it's gonna get ugly in that first round. Like I know they playing Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh ain't playing too well either, but they got it. They can't go into the playoffs looking like that.
I hear you. It's just I don't trust this offensive line. He's been running for his life all year.
I
At
hear
this
you.
point, I think they should just rest, get these guys healthy, get CJ Stroud as healthy as possible, getting ready for the week. Um, I don't know what you gain out of this. I get it. You want to see some rhythm, and maybe they can figure out some ways to help this offensive line out. Maybe it's swapping players in different positions. I don't know what they need to do, but I'm not going to risk it. I think they are where they are. They're probably going to be playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm assuming week one, depending if the way we think the results are going to play out,
Hmm.
and then just hopefully they can work through it. You know what I mean, during the playoffs, man,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough with TJ Watt. I don't think they have. I don't think playing a meaningless quarter is gonna solve their offensive line issues. I don't, especially with a guy like TJ Watt. If he's healthy, I think it's gonna be an issue regardless, man. This team is too injured and they have too many problems right now. The only thing that would save this team is if this defense starts playing out of their mind. You know what I mean? They have been playing pretty good this last second half of this year. So, if they need to cause turnovers, create some extra plays for this offense, then Texans have a shot. But I don't know, man. This offense, it's just pretty much mixing in Collins or bust at this point.
Yeah. In Tennessee, don't be dumb now. Don't do nothing stupid and try to win the game. Like
Yeah,
lose.
that's another thing. It's just like bro, you got what top two pick? What they number two right now?
Yeah, number two.
Number two, like nah. You're gonna be
Ten,
stuck with Will Levis for another year.
Titans. Don't do nothing stupid.
But hey, from the looks of it, no one really wants the number one pick.
I don't know why.
Raiders don't want it. The Giants don't want it. Like nobody wants the number one pick. So maybe they know something about these players that we don't know. You know what I mean? Like Shador might just fall to us just cause at this point. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be wild. That'll be fucking
Who
wild.
knows, man? Who knows? I'm
And
still
same
asking.
thing. And
Now go
same
ahead.
thing with my bad. Same thing with Jacksonville here. Jacksonville, don't win. Colts, you need to get a win, even though you're not going to the playoffs. You need to have something to feel good about in the summertime because boy, last week was disappointing.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Y'all didn't show up last week. I don't know if Anthony Richardson is playing this week, but regardless, y'all need to end it on a good note. The only player that played last week was Jonathan Taylor.
Hmm.
But the rest of y'all need to get y'all stuff together. And the Colts, y'all need to get a good win against a division rival. I know the Jaguars suck, but still, get a good win to go into the offseason because, man, last week was very disappointing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like Jags, there's no reason why you need to win this game. If you have the opportunity to get Travis Hunter, take it. Um, it's just not much that needs to be said about that game. It's not much, man.
Look, I know you're in the wheelhouse of sitting Saquon Barkley, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I wish they would have let him try to get the record. I know they trying to get to the Super Bowl, but he's right there. Just give him a quarter. If he don't get it in that quarter, then sit his ass down.
Let's say within that quarter he sprains his ankle. What would you say then?
Hey man, shit happens.
It's like, look, bro, I get
At
it.
least you got paid, dog.
I get it. Like, look, honestly, bro. Sorry to cut you off though,
No,
but
you good.
like, look, if Barkley would have played this whole game, he's breaking the record. He's breaking the record, and he
Yeah.
probably get he'll probably get to 2,200 yards. But uh, I just think they have bigger fish to fry at this particular time. You know what
They
I mean?
do.
Like, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they had the extra week, if they had the number one seed, then I say for sure go for it. You know what I mean? You got the extra week to rest and heal. We'll give you a quarter depending on how it goes, and after the quarter, if you're only like 13 yards away, we'll keep it going. But you know what I mean? You're playing a playoff game next week. Like, nah, nah. Sorry, guy, you had your chance. You should have went harder those couple games a little bit before, bro. Sorry, guy. Sorry. You got your 2,000. Be happy about that.
Yeah, I hear you. I still thought it. Let the man try to get the break. I don't know, man. Broncos, don't mess this up. You playing against our backups, man. Yeah, a
Yeah.
chance to get into the playoffs. I'd rather see y'all in the playoffs than I. Nobody wants to see the Dolphins in the playoffs. First and foremost.
No, no one wants to see that.
And look, as much as I hate this team, I'd rather see Joe Burrow in there than the Dolphins. But Broncos, y'all got opportunity, man. Y'all lost last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. You probably should have won that game. But y'all still got opportunity to win this game. Y'all playing all y'all starters. There should be no reason why you should lose this game. And you're at home. If y'all lose this game, I don't know. I don't know.
But we all think this team is like a year before we expected them to have a playoff clinching opportunity.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know, man. This just seems like a situation where Andy Reid is going to find a way to get these guys to play hard again. And I don't know, man. Like, you do see Bo Nix from time to time where like the rhythm is off.
Yeah.
He'll throw a bad pick and stuff like that. This defense is playing really, really well, so you would assume they should dominate against the Chiefs and Carson Wentz. But hey, man, you just never know. I don't know, man. This is a kind of a toss up game for me. I know this,
Mhm.
but as ESPN has it minus 10.5 at this particular time, that's a lot of points, man. Even against this Chiefs team with a backup. Um, I don't know. I
And
just
look,
don't.
this is a huge opportunity for Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Like if Carson Wentz goes out there and plays very well, or he balls out, he
Yeah,
might have a job somewhere next year.
that's true.
He might have a job. Somebody's gonna see that and be like, "Oh, okay, he still got a little something left. He's only what 27, 28. He ain't old.
No, he's not.
He's still a young dude. You know what I'm saying? I just think that he needs to get with the right coach to kind of reel him in a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Andy Reid has that. He's that type of coach. But I'm sure there's some other coaches out there. If you're a 49ers and you see him play well, don't you just be like, oh, time to a 1 year deal? If this Brock Purdy thing don't work out.
No, we saw it with Donald, man, when he played with the Niners, man. Like
Hmm.
he had a really good showing, and I think that gave him the opportunity to go get the Vikings. He was a backup, and then the opportunity just arose, and then now look at him. He's probably going to be their starter next year. He's going to have another start opportunity. He's going to get a little bit more money when they franchise him, so he's going to get like 40 million. All it takes is just one opportunity to revamp your career. So, and as we've been saying it before, there are a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, and
Hmm.
some of these teams are not going to be able to get some of these guys that they want in the draft. I think me and you both agree. There's only really two, that are really worth going after, especially in the first
Hmm.
round. Maybe three with
Hmm.
Dylan Gabriel and in the third, and then obviously we got to see the situation with Alar if he decides to change his mind. But besides that, like I know Jalen Milroy has announced it. Stay far away from me. Carson Beck, stay far away from me. Like I don't want those problems. I don't want those headaches. I am good. Jalen Milroy to me is a poor man's Justin Fields. Like Justin Fields throws the ball better than Jalen Milroy, and we know what Justin Fields is. It just is what it is at this particular point. So, no offense to him, but I'm good, man. And if Carson Wentz can play really well, then who knows what opportunity he might get. He could be the backup with Tua. He get hurt, play really well. I think that would be a good matchup, especially with some of the pieces that they have. Especially if they decide to keep Tyreek Hill. I know there's rumors about him possibly getting traded this off
Hmm.
season. So, hey man, we'll see, we'll see. But this is a big moment for the Broncos and Sean Payton. So he talked
Yeah.
all that mess about he got his quarterback, and he's been proving people wrong all year. But this is your time to shine. This is your opportunity to clinch on your home field for a playoff spot that you guys haven't seen in a very long time. I think since Peyton Manning. So, it's your opportunity, man. Don't blow it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. You. All right, Broncos. Dolphins. We don't want to see you in the playoffs. We don't. We really don't. It's first of all, Tua ain't even playing. It's Huntley. In all respect to Huntley, I think he's a good backup quarterback. I don't think he's a starter.
Yeah.
I think he's a poor man's Tyrod Taylor. That's what he is. Like I think Tyrod Taylor is light years better than you, but you're a good backup. That's what you are. And I don't know this Dolphins team. They got some things they got to work out in the offseason. I don't know. I'm hearing rumblings that they might fire Chris Greer, their GM. Um, so I don't know where they go. Do they trade Tyreek Hill and try to get something for him to kind of do kind of a light rebuild? Because you got Waddle, you still got Achin, you got something in Chop Robinson. Like you see the potential in him. Um, Jalen Phillips, he keeps getting hurt, so you might have to revamp and get another defensive end to go with Chop Robinson. You might need to get you another corner because Ramsey ain't getting no younger.
Hmm.
So they got to make some decisions. They definitely got to make some decisions.
Yeah.
And then Jets, let Aaron Rodgers go. Just let him go. He has look. The Jets organization was already bad and contaminated, but he made it worse. Toxic with toxic is not a good mixture, and that's what we saw. It was just a bad relationship from the jump, and then in year two, it just got worse.
Hmm.
And he has not made it no better. He's kind of talking like retirement, regardless of what he does. Like, look, is he going to be a Hall of Famer? Yes, he is. He's going to probably be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has the resume, he has the numbers. So he's definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But my man, retire, walk away, just let it go. I know you don't want to go out like this, and I'm pretty for sure he's not going to retire. He's going to go. He's going to end up on somebody else's team next year. Somebody's going to give him a chance because he's Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
But
Why?
I'm telling you, it's going to
Why?
happen, bro.
Oh my God. God bless
Nathan
that
Pe-
team, but
Nathan Peterman kept getting jobs. You don't think
yeah,
Aaron
but
Rodgers?
Nathan Peterman wasn't an asshole. he was he wasn't a bad teammate. Nathan Peterman just came and did his job and was a good teammate. Like he wasn't an annoying, condescending, uh, you know, conspiracy theorist, political, like bro, this like druggy, bro,
Druggy.
like come on, man, like look with the Miami Dolphins, man, like obviously they got a lot of questions they gotta figure out as far as like what direction they want to go with their organization, whether they want to keep this team or blow it up and just kind of maybe start the rebuilding process. Obviously you did sign to that long contract and his health is always key, but I mean, it's tough. You got to figure out what you want to do with your head coach if you want to keep Mike McDaniel and all that. So, it should be an interesting offseason for them. As far as the New York Jets, man, like, you got to save what's left of this franchise. There's no reason for you to trade Garrett Wilson. There's no reason. Like you
Trade
need to keep.
Devontae
You
Adams
need
for
yeah
his
trade
assets.
Devontae and keep Garrett. Garrett is more important. He'll be there longer. Devontae Adams, we see that he's still a great talent, but his talent is dwindling with his age. He is getting older, but trade trade him to the LA to the Chargers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They can use a
for real.
receiver. There are plenty of teams that need a receiver. Maybe maybe Devontae Adams wises up and doesn't follow Aaron Rodgers, depending if he decides to go anywhere. Hopefully, he doesn't follow him. And I think like a great position would be the Commanders. Play with Jaden Daniels and be alongside of Terry McLaurin. I think that could
Mhm.
easily boost you all up to being actual Super Bowl title contenders. Once you obviously also fix those cornerback situations that you have. Obviously, you did get Marcus Lattimore, but he can't stay healthy. But if he can stay healthy, that'd be really good. But I think that would
Another
be a great match too.
another spot for Devontae Adams because Cooper Cup is a free agent next year. Maybe the Rams.
Rams. No, yeah, he will fit too because he fits the route running that you need in the Sean McVay system. He's
Hmm.
also a great blocking receiver as well. So he would honestly 100% fit. But if I'm the Rams, I'm trying to keep Cooper Cup. You know what I mean? But that's just me. But
I hear you.
um, yeah, man, Jets like you got a lot of problems, dog.
Yeah,
And you're
man.
gonna need some counseling to fix whatever it is you got going on in your facility. I feel bad for Jets fans. I know I got it bad, but I feel bad for y'all a lot. Like, it's bad.
49ers. Do not pay Purdy. Don't do it. Or if you're gonna pay him the Baker Mayfield deal. Don't pay him that 50 million. Don't you do it. Don't look. Don't do it. You're gonna be in the same spot as Miami
Hmm.
with Tua.
Hmm.
Do not do it. And the other thing that people are not talking about with Brock Purdy is he's a little injury prone.
Yeah,
That arm keep getting hurt. And
yeah.
one thing you don't want is a
He don't even,
quarterback.
yeah, he don't even have arm strength as it is, too.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want him to keep hurting that elbow. That's the first. That was the injury that had him hurt in the NFC Championship game against the Eagles.
Yeah.
So you gotta look at that too. And I don't know. You trade Debo, try to get something for Debo, um, and you might have to revamp it. I don't know when. What's the boy name? Brandon Ayuk. I don't know when he's coming back. People heal differently. So I don't know if he starts on the pup list or if he comes back right away because he got hurt earlier in the season, kind of.
Yeah.
But if you can get Brandon Ayuk back to what he used to be, um, and maybe you add, Ricky Porcel, he's starting to look really good. Actually, I like what I see in Ricky Porcel.
Hmm.
Maybe you add one more weapon to this offense, and you can get rolling. You know what I'm saying? The running game is always going to be good because Kyle Shanahan's zone run schemes are just really good. So He's always going to churn out a good running back. So I'm not worried about that. But you definitely, y'all got some decisions to make 49ers because, you know, this is going to determine whether y'all going to bounce back or y'all going to be where y'all at right now. I know injuries have killed them a lot, but they got to figure that part out too. As far as the Cardinals go, I don't know what they do. Like honestly, I don't know what the Cardinals do. Do you keep Kyler Murray or do you try to get something for him and start over?
It just depends on what the market is. You know what I mean? I don't think there's going to be anybody that's better than Kyler Murray that's available. Like, I don't think Sam Darnold's going anywhere, but you know what I mean? I think he stays with Minnesota.
I do too.
You're going to try to do Aaron Rodgers. I'm not doing that,
No,
but
hell
they
no.
may consider it. I don't know. Uh, Justin Fields? No. Russell Wilson? No. You know what I mean? I think this would have been maybe a cool destination for maybe a Bryce Young. See what's up with that, but he's not going anywhere now. Maybe if the Dolphins decide to trade Tua, maybe. But who are you gonna take, Kyler Murray or Tua? Me personally, I still like Kyler Murray better than Tua. I get it. Kyler Murray makes he does stuff from time to time where it's just like, bro, why did you do that? But
I ain't gonna lie.
I think he
Kyler,
just needs to change the scenery, me personally, and maybe a little bit more creativity on the offensive side to maybe help him out. Um, I would love
I,
to see him with like a Sean McVay or something like that. I would love to see what he could do with him.
I
But
ain't gonna lie. Kyler Murray on the Dolphins don't sound too bad.
nah, it don't. It really don't. You know what I mean?
I think Kyler Murray is, with all his flaws, the one thing Kyler Murray has that Tua don't is playmaking ability,
That's true. That is true.
and that's what
But
they need. That's
are
what
you
they
gonna
need.
are you gonna keep? But that's if you keep Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Devon H. And if you keep that, then I agree with you. If you don't, then I'm like, nah, we ain't gonna do
Yeah,
that. We ain't gonna
hey,
do that. I wouldn't mind maybe depending. I wouldn't look. I wouldn't mind him being on the Raiders. I would not be minding at all. I wouldn't mind him if he went to the New York Giants and pair him up with Malik Neighbors and get some
yeah,
creativity over there. Especially if Brian Dable is going to stay. We saw what he did with Josh Allen. Maybe he can
yeah.
do the same thing with Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? So there are options there. With the 49ers, though, I agree with you. Do not pay Brock Purdy. He's not the reason why you guys made the Super Bowl. He wasn't the main reason. Like he was
Mm.
part of the equation, but he wasn't the biggest lump of the whole thing. Like
It was Christian McCaffrey though, in that
Christian
defense.
McCaffrey, and then honestly, you got to figure out what's up with Christian McCaffrey. Like, are these going to be lingering problems with these Achilles tendonitis problems? Um, because he is getting up there in age as far as a running back. He is a very
Hmm.
high usage running back. He's also a very injury prone running back. Now you do have some dogs in the back with Mason and Garado, like
Rendo, yeah.
Garendo, excuse me, and that's really good. You know what I mean? But Debo, I don't expect him there next year. I love Ricky Purcell. I think he's going to fit in that position really well. Like I think he's a better route runner and a better catcher than Debo Samuels. You could get Brandon Ayuk back. I think that's a positive. We all seen it with Kyle Shanahan that if you give him just a decent quarterback, that he can do wonders with this offense. So I don't think he necessarily needs Brock Purdy. Like let's say as we've been kind of talking about Carson Wentz. Let's say Carson Wentz goes up. Yeah, maybe you can give him an opportunity. Let's say for some reason the Vikings are like, nah, we want JJ McCarthy as our starting quarterback next year, no matter what. Bring Sam Darnold back. He knows that offense, and he'll probably run it a whole lot better because he has a better arm. You know what I mean? There are options out there. Depending on maybe what I don't think the Cardinals will trade Kyler Murray to the 49ers, but maybe that might be a possibility. You know what I mean? There's maybe two. I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But it's going to be a very interesting offseason for the 49ers. Like, we're really going to see how great John Lynch is as a GM.
Watch Aaron Rodgers go to the
Oh,
49ers.
bro, bro. Hey, God bless you, bro. God bless y'all, bro. Aaron Rodgers go there. God bless you, bro. Go ahead and trade Kyle Shanahan to the Raiders, bro. We'll go ahead and take him off your hands, bro. Go ahead
Woo!
and take him off your hands, bro.
Aaron Rodgers shows up to
We'll throw y'all
49ers.
conditional. We'll throw y'all a two conditional, something like
Him
that.
and Kyle Shanahan on the sideline
No, that
cussing
ain't
each
working,
other
bro.
up.
That ain't working. That's not
Cussing
working,
each
bro.
other up.
That's not working, bro. That's not working.
All right, man. Let's talk about the only game that matters really this week.
Yeah.
Vikings and Lions, man. This is a big one right here. The Lions, they played on Monday. They played all their starters. For Dan Campbell wanted to play them all and get them going. And, it was a back and forth, with the 49ers. 49ers was carving up that defense, especially in that first half. But the Lions, they got some stops and they end up, scoring a few touchdowns. And Gibbs went off. Goff had a pretty good game. And they look good, man, as far as offensive go. But the Vikings are hot right now. They look really good. That defense is rolling. Dallas Turner, their first round pick, he's starting to come along. Van Winkle, the other guy, he's really good too. So they got some guys on that defense, man, that's looking really good. And Brian Flores, he might be a head coach next year somewhere.
Mhm.
But I like the Vikings in this. I know the Lions are at home. I just don't. Their defense is decimated, man. And
Yeah.
I just think the Vikings are rolling right now. If the Lions win, kudos to them. But I think it might be a shootout, but I got the Vikings winning. I just think I trust their defense to make more stops than the Lions do.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling with the Vikings in a high scoring game. I'm gonna go 38-35.
38, 35.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I agree with you. I feel like all the signs point to the Minnesota Vikings winning this game. They're the healthier team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sam Darnold's been playing out of his mind. His defense is playing really, really outstanding. They kind of limited one of the better backs in Josh Jacobs last week for the most part. Um, but for some reason, I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions, man.
Man.
They're at home. That crowd's gonna be really, really ruckus. Uh, I don't know. I think we're going to get a big Sam Laporta game. I don't know why. I'm just feeling like it's going to be a big Sam Laporta game. I think a lot of people are going to kind of focus on Jameer Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown and also Jamison Williams. But I don't know. I just think this is going to be a big Sam Laporta game. We have not gotten that game all year, and I think this is going to be the time where I think they showcase that. So I'm gonna go with Jared Goff and this Lions team. I think this is going to be a really high scoring game, very exciting game. I think it's going to come down to the wire, and I'm gonna go 33-30. I'm gonna go Detroit Lions 33-30.
For sure. For sure. All right, man. That should do it, man. But NFL stuff. Did want to get your opinion. I don't know if you heard it. Did you hear the Joey Badass freestyle?
I have not heard it. No.
Or he said that there's too much West Coast D licking. He has murals and in his city and F the nominations and
Mm, mm.
pretty much sound like he was going at Kendrick.
I like Joey Badass. I
Me
like
too.
Joey
Me
Badass a
too. I
lot.
think he's. I think I liked and don't get it twisted. It was dope. He was spitting. He was spitting.
Yeah, I don't understand why the West gets a lot of hate that they do. And I think a lot of that comes from fear because of just the potential that the West Coast rappers have. Um, that they're really lyrical guys, and I think East Coast, especially like New York, they got some really lyrical guys. I.e., like Joey Badass. I think Joey Badass is really lyrical, puts out
Mm-hmm.
really great music. I don't understand the hate. Like I mean, every section of hip hop, I think gets celebrated. West Coast has its run. The South had their run. East Coast had their run. Midwest had their run with Nelly and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't get it. I don't understand what this hate is. I don't know if it's just a fear thing, or it's just, you kind of like want to dim the light out. But it's gonna be really hard, man. I think the West. We all think 2024 was the West's year. You know what I mean? You had Schoolboy Q, who dropped a great album. You had SZA, drop a great project, and she was doing tours this year. Obviously, Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and we saw the elevation of Kendrick with that, going into this album that is amazing, that both me and you have up there with album of the year status. I'm still playing it to this day.
Mhm.
Going into a world football stadium tour with SZA, that's going to be amazing. Absol put out a great project that doesn't get talked about a lot, but it
No.
was an amazing project. And then you got Doechii, you know what I mean? Doechii, you know what I mean? She put out some great work as well. And it's just been a great ride, man. And it's been a long time for the West. Larry June, all these guys, man, they've been they've been, putting the West Coast rap back on the map. You know what I mean? And
Snoop and Dr. Dre's
Snoop and
project.
Dre, and they dropped the project as well. Shout out to them. Dom Kennedy, he dropped the project as well. So it's been a lot of cats, man, and it's just we got to salute. You know what I mean? We got to recognize just how talented the West Coast is, and I don't understand the hate, man. The West never. I don't. Me personally, I've never seen the West disrespect any of the other guys when they're at their peak runs. Like I ain't heard nobody disrespect, the South when they were popping with Migos and Future and Jeezy and Gucci Man and all that. You know what I mean? It's just the West Coast time, man. If Joey Badass feels that way, then that's his opinion. You know what I mean? I know he's gonna rep for the East Coast and all that, but you know good luck. Good luck.
I,
Good
I,
luck going at Kendrick. That's like good luck going at Kendrick, man. He's in his zone right now.
I
He's
don't
like in his
think
prime Mayweather stages right now.
I don't see Kendrick answering him.
No, I don't either. I don't either. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I don't see. It would be a lose-lose situation for him. You know what I'm saying? He would
Yeah.
only booster up Joey. And shout out to Joey. Like I said, we both said Joey's dope, but there is an artist I do see. Say it,
Do what?
King Petty himself, the game.
Oh, the game. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure. I could see like a game Joey Badass situation. Like we saw, there was video clips. I saw him of Joey Badass getting into a fight, like a
Yeah,
couple weeks ago and stuff. I
yeah,
saw
me
that.
too.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if like does Joey Badass have a project? This could be like kind of like a, like a you know,
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely promoting something, and he's getting people's attention by. I mean, it was smart strategy to be like, oh, kind of like not F the West Coast, but it's kind of like, oh, it's too much West Coast D ride, and then you know what I'm saying? I got whacked out mirror, I got mirrors too. You say the word mirrors, it's like, oh, you talking to Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, I get the promotion of it, whatever. We'll see, how if it leads into a project though.
but even then, when he says that, like, is there really too much D riding for the West? Because you
Yeah,
still get a lot of Drake love. You still get a lot of people who, kind of still bring up this beef every day that we are all over.
over
You know what I mean? We're over. We still
it.
want to bring the shit up, but at the end of the day, man, like Drake still has a lot of support for him as well. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's like all just West Coast D riding. Like, what I mean? We appreciate good art, we appreciate good music, and the West Coast I think, especially this last half of the year, they've dominated. Like it's not even close. So obviously you had great projects from like Future and Eminem and some other cats that deserve to be up there with album of the year talks. But look, man, we all can agree, like, and it's not hard. And if you don't agree, I think you're just trying to be oblivious to what's in front of your eyes right now. The West Coast is dominating right now, and we
Yeah,
appreciate it, man. Like it has a different sound to it. Like it's not the same. Like I think that was one of the problems with New York music and Atlanta music, man. It sounded too familiar. You know what I mean? Like East Coast rap sounded like New York rap sounded like down south rap to a degree. You know what I mean? And then you had the situation with the whole drill music with Pop Smoke and all that. And some people like it, some people don't. You know what I mean? Like it's just, New York is in kind of like a spot where it's just like, I don't know if it like lost its identity or something, but I mean, you got the likes of like, Ice Spice and all that shit going on, but you still get some of the heart of New York with cats like Griselda, with Joey Badass, and some of
Mhm.
the ASAP Mob and stuff like that. But what I mean, it's just, what I mean, who is your superstar from New York right now? Like, who is your
Nobody.
go-to superstar from New York? You don't really have one right now. All your great superstars are old legends, man, like
Yeah.
Nas and Jay-Z and Cameron and all those
Method
guys. Like
Man and all that.
Method
Yeah.
Man, Redman and all that. Like, who is your next superstar? Like, it was supposed to be ASAP Rocky, but he don't know when he gonna drop his album. You know what I mean? So, like, who is it gonna
And,
be? Oh, is it gonna be
and
you? Are you trying to step up into the plate? If so, cool. Like, I fuck with you, but are you gonna raise the stakes for New York rap? I hope you do, my brother, because I enjoy your music, but there's no one on the same level as a Cole. There's no one on the same level as a Drake. There's no one on the same level as a Future
mhm.
or Kendrick. Like, you don't have that you don't have that superstar that's ready to go fight for the world heavyweight champion of the world. You got The Rock, you got Stone Cold, you got The Undertaker. Where's your Kane? Where's your Big Show at? Where's your Hulkamania at? Where's your Bret the Hitman Hart at? Where's your Shawn Michaels at? Like, where's your Razor Ramon? Like, where he at?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, could it be from somebody from Griselda? I don't know. Like, but y'all don't have it right now, and I think that's been one of the problems. You know what I mean? Y'all been putting y'all cap on for Ice Spice and Cardi B's and some other shit, man. And I get it. Shout out to those females, but that's not what's gonna get it done.
Well, unfortunately with Griselda, like Benny the Butcher. I think Benny the Butcher is a superstar, and I think he can be a superstar. But the thing about him is that his music is not very commercial.
No, no, it's more underground. It's more underground vibey, which I dig, and that's him. I don't
I
want him
fucks
to
with it.
change.
No, don't get
I
it
don't want him to
twisted.
change.
I don't want
But
him to change either. I don't want him to conform to something that he's not.
it was supposed to be ASAP Rocky. It was supposed to be ASAP Rocky.
But you know
Like,
what the
he had the
problem with
momentum.
ASAP? But you know what the problem with ASAP Rocky is
He
that
met Rihanna.
that too. But I ASAP's music never sounded East Coast to me. It sounded like he was from Houston to
That
me.
too. That too. No, I agree.
It had like a Houston feel to me.
It
You
did.
know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
did.
so it wasn't really East Coast like hip hop. You know what
So
I'm
who do you
saying?
think? Who do you think has the op to be that superstar that for New York? Who you think that can replace the Jay-Z? Like, who is it?
I
Who
don't
is it?
know. I don't know. I think that's kind of dead now, man. Because you got to think, man. The thing about the East Coast rappers is that they're very competitive. They're really competitive. Whereas in like Atlanta, they stuck together. They come together. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if they may not like each other, they'll feature on each other's tracks and big each other up, put each other on each other's album. You know what I'm saying? From the Ti's to the Jeezys to the Gucci Manes, they put on a lot of young artists on that we all come and love and listen to this day. And that's what the South does. The West Coast even too, and and on top of that, they still have their sound. The West Coast still has their sound. The South still has their sound. Regardless if you don't like some of the newer Southern music, it's still Southern music. You know what I'm saying? Texas is still Texas. Atlanta's still Atlanta. Louisiana, all over the South. They still have their sound. Florida still has their sound. The East Coast don't have, like New York. We're just talking New York. Let's just keep it real. New York don't have a sound no more.
It's a
They
whole
have
bunch
an
of
inkling. They have an inkling of a sound
everything.
because of Griselda. Because they still sound like, when I hear Griselda, I hear early 2000, late 90s, early 2000 New York hip hop from them. So they still have that element, but they're not in the limelight like that.
Yeah, it's just like when you need somebody to sit at the head of the table, you can't bring a whole group. Like,
Mm.
the West has theirs, the South has theirs, the North has theirs, Carolina has theirs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, who's sitting at the head of the table when everybody kind of come to meet? Like, you know what I mean? Like You know what I mean? You like when you watch Game of Thrones, you know who the leader was. You know who the leaders were for in every part
of the
of
region.
whatever region they
Winterfell
came from.
to King's Landing
All
to
that you
yeah.
knew it. You like when you didn't have a leader, that's when all hell broke loose. You know what I mean? Like everybody's going everywhere. There's like no formation. Like so, like New York, yeah, New York is the birthplace of hip hop. I get that. I understand that. They can say that shit to me all day, and I love New York. I love what comes out of New York. But again, if you want to be put in this conversation, especially in today's times, who is your Kobe? Who is your Mike? Who is your Braun? Who is your Shea? Who is your Jason Tatum? You don't have that right now. And that's a problem. And that could say a lot what's going on with these music labels and all that. And there's not a lot of promotion anymore. There's no money into it no more. So you got to kind of do it on your own, which
Mhm.
that's fine. But where is it coming from? Don't throw me like some of the names y'all been throwing me ain't getting it done. Like you can't claim Drake. You can't claim none of that. You know what I mean? Like that's Toronto. Like, you know what I mean? But y'all have people that have the capability to be that person. It's just that one don't want to put out the music. One doesn't have the music to put himself in that, but he has all the skill in the world. And it's just like, you know, and you got a couple other cats. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a really good question for, you know, people who are, you know, more educated in the New York hip hop scene. And
Yeah.
maybe there is somebody that is up and coming or that is more established that I may have forgotten. You know what I
Right.
mean? If that's the case, I apologize. But I don't see it right now. I don't see it.
No. Not
You know what I
not
mean?
coming not coming from New York. Not coming
Nah,
from
and usually like you'll hear it. Like, you know, you had the Biggie, you had Jay-Z, you had Nas in the conversations, you know what I mean? Like you had all those guys that were always consistently in the conversation. Now it's like they don't even have it. They don't even have that guy now. You never heard that in East Coast rap. You never heard that. You know, you had guys like Rakim and LL Cool J. Every every part of every era, there's always been somebody in New York that's like, all right, he could pretend he could sit at the table
he's
for
the
sure.
man.
This might
Mhm.
be the first time in any era that New York does not have that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not really. Not really. So
mm,
we'll see, man. But yeah, as far as the Joey Badass verse and him, talking about it, I just think that's more. I think it's I think he probably feels that way, but it's more so like
yeah, something coming out,
something
something
coming
coming out
out.
soon.
So I gotta get their attention type
Selfless promotion.
rap.
I ain't mad at this
Yeah,
shit.
and I ain't mad at it either. You know what
I
I'm
ain't
saying?
mad.
It was dope though. You should go listen to it when you get a chance. Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to Tyler the Creator, man. He smoked
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
Hey Now.
yeah,
He smoked that Hey Now beat.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Shout out to Tyler. Yeah, he did smoke that. So all right. So I don't know. You saw the Beyonce performance, right?
I saw a
With
little
that.
bit of it.
Okay. A lot of people I loved I saw the performance. Shout out to Beyonce. Performance was amazing, even for country music. I'm not a country music fan, and we can have a deeper conversation about why country music is as big as it is right now, but it's for another day. But it was an amazing show. She killed it. Really killed it. Brought out Post Malone, some other cats, Shabuzi and all them. Really good. Some people have said, this puts a lot of pressure on Kendrick Lamar for the Super Bowl. Like, do you agree? Or I think he
I'm
gonna
not.
kill it. Like, I think he
I'm
gonna
not.
kill it. I don't think he has anything to worry about. But
I'm not worried about Kendrick. Like and I was listening to Joe Buttons and they brought out some interesting points about it. Is like, comparing it to, and I ain't trying to bring Drake into this, but we're talking about, they was talking about Drake, if he, selling out arenas, and it's not a question of selling the arena. Can he put on a arena show?
yeah,
Because a lot of Drake's performances is just him standing in the middle
yeah,
of the
walking around in
stage
circles. Yeah, he
walking,
don't really do
rapping.
shit. Yeah, he
He
don't.
don't have like if you watch a Kendrick show, he has a presentation. Like it's a show.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. This
it
motherfucker doing like a
everything.
play on stage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it means something. He'll be
yeah.
in shackles in a prison suit
Yeah, there's
rapping.
some going on like all over the
Yeah,
stage. Like
yeah.
it's not solely sorry to cut you off, but it's
No,
not
no, you right.
solely stuck on him. Like you got some in the background, you got some on the
Mm.
sides, you got some stuff around him, including himself. Like he puts on like a theatrical show.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm not worried about the Super Bowl for
No,
him.
I'm not.
I think he's gonna kill it. Like I think he's gonna. he's. I think we're gonna see some stuff like, all right, man, that was one of the best Super Bowl shows I've seen in a while.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure, man. And you know what? It's definitely gonna I definitely can see Kendrick, showing some love to New Orleans, especially like
mhm.
after everything that just happened with the terrorist attack and all that. Man, I could
Yeah,
see
for
him doing
sure.
something like, he could be like, you know what, man, maybe I might do something with Wayne or something, man. Show a little bit more love, maybe be a little bit more lenient to doing that. I know this is my stage to shine, but some things are just bigger than the show, bigger than the whole show itself.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, this is going to be a preview of what we're going to get at the tour, which I'm excited to go to. And I'm very curious to see what guests he does have. I assume it'll be a lot of TDE, and I'm also curious to see, like, are we going to get new music coming with Super Bowl two? Like, what I mean, he does
That's
have
it.
some songs that have not released that we've gotten videos for, like that snippet before the album came out. You know what I mean? Like, are we going to get a deluxe to GNX? Which I think we
Mhm.
are. Like, I'm still
Yeah.
surprised that he released it this early. But I think it's also, I think it goes with the timeline of, get, people, gives enough people to digest the music. Came out in November, and then
Hmm.
you drop a deluxe with maybe like seven more songs or something like that, and that could be dope. Or maybe it might be a whole different project. I don't know. I don't know, but he has
I
to be dropping some Super Bowl week. He has to. He
yeah.
has to.
I
He has
think
to.
I think he put this album out because he definitely wanted us to learn the songs
For sure.
and give him more time. You know what I'm saying, to learn the verses because
Yeah.
you don't want to get on the stage and
Oh, like
he
the pop
doesn't.
out show where he kind of like messed up a
Yeah,
little bit. Yeah,
he
yeah,
messed up
yeah, yeah.
Euphoria a little bit because you
A
could
little
tell it
bit.
was fresh. He ain't never
Yeah.
performed this song before.
Right, right, right.
Even though you do sound check, but he still was like, "Man, I'm gonna wing it like a mud." He probably
Yeah,
got
no doubt.
excited or whatever, but he fought through it. But still, um, I have no problem. I don't see no issue with him killing it on Super Bowl. Like I said, he's gonna put on the show.
No
He's
doubt.
definitely gonna put on the show. So I ain't
No
worried
doubt.
about that at all. All right, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man. Nah, man.
Oh, man, let's give a shout out to Magnet Sports Drink.
Yeah, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. I know you're asking why Magnet. It's power packed electrolytes and it rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use the promo code Cris and Mal to get $5 off your purchase. So make sure you use the promo code, save a little bread. Shout out to Magnet.
Shout out to Gorilla. The video I just saw. Anyway,
Oh my God.
also go to our any of our social media platforms and see the link for the Printify link to get our shirt, Cris and Mal podcast shirt, black and white, with the tap in on the back with the QR code to all of our web, the social media sites and all this. So yeah, show some love. Get our shirt. $25. $4 in shipping, so it's like 29 and some change. But yeah, man, show your support. Get the shirt. Once you get the shirt, tag us, take a picture of it, and we'll shout you out on the show, man. Show for showing love. So
Yeah, yeah.
and if you want to donate to us, you can donate to our Cash App, Cristal Mall Podcast. Whatever you want to donate, man, we'll greatly appreciate it, man. Like I said, we're trying to always take this podcast to another level. And if you want to help us out, we'll greatly appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever streaming platform you use to listen to your podcast on, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever you listen to your podcast, Cristal and Mal is available. Also, if you're first time watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump in the lives. You can talk about these topics because we want to hear from you. We want to hear from the people. Give us your opinion on whatever sports topic or whatever topic we're talking about. We want to hear from you, man. Even on the playback. You want to talk? You want to give us your opinion? Leave it in the comments section. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, whatever you use to do your social media on, Crystal and Mall podcast is available. Go ahead and follow us. We're just some regular guys who like to talk music and movies and sports and all kinds of other various things. So go ahead and follow us. Also, if you have critiques or feedback, or if you have a question or a topic that you want us to bring up on the show, and we like said topic, we will bring it up. We'll shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and email us. You could DM us, or you could hit us up on the mentions. And once we see your question or topic, we will get back to you at our earliest convenience. All right, good people. Appreciate y'all watching the show tonight. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. For those of you on the East Coast that's listening, we appreciate you because it is late as hell.
Yep, yep.
So appreciate y'all for staying up with us, and all of y'all on the playback. We appreciate you. Do appreciate you too, man. In
Hmm.
2025, bringing in the new year with us. We got some big things coming up, interviews and things of that sort. So stay tuned, stay locked in with us, and always tap in. All right.
Sure.
All right, good people. Until Monday, till that good day. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Be safe out there, man.
Please.
Be safe. Watch yourself at all time. Be aware of your surroundings and everything of that nature. Still have a good time. Don't live life tight, but still, be aware. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, for real.
So until then, till Monday,